Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man, Melvin Taylor Jr. Remember, you are tuned into The Alternative right here on WHCR 90.3 FM New York, the voice of Harlem. Don't worry, we got all that music that you love, including more Childish Gambino. But right now, we finna go into my guy, Aaron Ray, out of Cincinnati. Shout out to Ohio, is up in the building, but he out there in L.A. doing his thing featuring Drum. This one is called Communication. Don't go anywhere, The Alternative. Right there was On the Way, Khaled, Black, and Ty Dolla $ign. It's your man Melvin Taylor Jr. Remember, you are tuned in to The Alternative right here on WHCR 90.3 FM New York. How y'all been out there, man? I'm so glad to be back on air with y'all. It's been a long week. We got a lot that we gonna end up getting through, but before we even get into all of that, I got a special guest here with me. Now, this man is a comedian, improv god, very funny guy. He's just an amazing person all around, man. I'm very happy that I finally was able to get him on this program, and I got to tell y'all the story about, not right now, but we're going to get into it later, just about how, you know, sometimes people in New York ask you for some money, and you happen to give them some, and you just like, yo, this story is so wild, I have to tell somebody. He's the first person I ran into. AJ Dunks, all caps.
That's right.
How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, man. I can't complain.
Can't complain.
I
mean, I can complain about this weather that we have now after it was super nice for a minute, and now it's just all cloudy. But it's better than being cold.
Yeah, and if you complain, what's going to happen? It's going to change.
I mean, you got a point. You got a point. See, AJ always be on it. This is one of the reasons why I had to have him on here, man. So tell me, how's everything been going with you lately, man?
Man, it's going good. I'm doing comedy as a full-time now. So I appreciate it because there's no other distractions. It's straight up comedy.
Just straight up comedy all the time.
All the time.
How does that liberation feel?
Like I gotta put myself on a schedule.
I feel you.
Cause too much freedom is not good.
It's not good.
So I woke up at maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock today.
Oh, Jesus.
But since I woke up, I've been active since then.
Okay, there we go.
I've been doing multiple things since leading up to now. So it's good.
Okay.
I'm up and I'm able to have opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's not like, let me check my schedule to see if I have to go to work. No. This is work.
Yeah.
So
this is like the grind now.
That's right.
So I do want to ask, we'll probably get into it a little bit more as the show goes on, but like the life of a comedian, it's like, all right, I'm on the grind. I'm on my hustle right now and basically trying to do it. Well, can you just describe for us a little bit? We can go into some more detail about it later, but just a little bit right now of what is that like?
All right, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's not for everybody. if you gotta have thick skin and you have to want it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it, I'd say, is from networking.
Okay.
So if I wasn't out doing a show and doing things like that, and if I didn't meet you, then I wouldn't be here right now. So you have to get out there and you have to make the best of what you're doing at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just Go for it. You know what I mean? Shoot your shot.
Right.
Because otherwise, you don't know if you miss or make it.
Hey, true. What's that quote? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take?
That's right.
Shout out to Tinashe. So anyway, we will go ahead and get into this next song. It's called ATM by J. Cole, and then we'll be right back with AJ Junks. The Alternative. Don't go nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is Cocaine by Royce the 5'9". I don't know. It's just something about that song that's just like, it's haunting, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, I can't get enough of this.
Listen, he could have been saying anything. He could have been like, grapes.
He said grapes.
It's just, when you singing certain words, it's just like, all right, you got me.
I feel that.
You got me. I was pulling out money, putting the collection plate if they would have came around.
I feel like that whenever the Weeknd ends up going through something and he put out some music, I'm like, yo, just take whatever you need from me, bro, because I know you finna kill it right now.
Okay, all right. Mixed feelings about the Weeknd, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, I'm not just a Weeknd person. I like the whole week. So, but like he came out and he had that project before he really hit it. Like with
you
that,
talking about like the whole trilogy project where he was like the mixtapes and everything.
Yeah, well, like it was like that black and white cover that he had for that one thing, and like I listened to the first song was good.
Okay.
The second song and the third song, I was like, it's too late. I'm by myself. I'm not trying to feel like this.
You know what?
right
I feel
now.
that. I feel that. If it's like Drake, The Weeknd, maybe Adele, it's a lot of people that's like, yeah, they really great artists, but I have to be in a certain mood to really listen to you. Otherwise, I tell people all the time, I hear Adele come on, I'm like, I'm having a great day. I don't want to feel sad.
Thank you.
I don't want to feel sad today. So let me just cut this off, switch to another. I might play some Future afterwards because I'm like, yo, I want to feel better.
You got to. You
know?
got to play something where it's like, somebody come in here, I want to punch you.
There you go. You just need that pickup.
Just because I was about to cry before no reason for somebody else's troubles.
There you go.
You got to.
So tell me, AJ, now you're full-time comedian, like you said beforehand, before we took the break. And now you're going into the life of saying, yo, there is no plan B. There's only plan A. So when was it that you first decided, you know what, this is what I'm going to do? And then take me to that point where you said, I'm going to go all in on it.
All right. So, like, I watched a lot of comedy coming up, you know what I mean, and on TV and things like that. But it wasn't until one of my friends was like, yo, for my birthday, I want to do something different. Let's go to a comedy club. So it was a comedy club on South Street called the Laugh House. It's not there anymore, but it was called the Laugh House, and we went there 2 years in a row. And the second time that I went there, it was a comedian, Joe Claire, and he was up there, and he was talking about things that happened in my life. Yeah. I'm like, yo, that same thing happens in my life. And I was like, okay, this dude's doing it.
Right.
I was like, but I know there's a science to it. So I signed up for a class at Helium Comedy Club in Philly. And I had to do my research because I wasn't just going to give somebody $300.
I was about to say, I was like, did you kind of look everything up to be like, yo, what's the reviews on this? What's the pros and cons?
I played an agent.
There we go.
I was like, who took this class? I didn't contact the dude. I was like, I need to know. I need some type of feedback. Right. Let me be my own Yelp.
Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, because I was like, my man, that's not just like lunch money.
Right.
So let me see what's
you know
good.
The same way I feel about UCB. I'm like, let me check and be sure. And then when you see everybody on the list, you're like, all right, cool. Here's my money.
That's right. Amen. Amen to that. And since you paid for UCB, good amen to you. So I took the class and I didn't tell anybody about it.
Right.
I was just like, you know what? It's not anybody else's thing. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get them to steer me away from doing this. I'm going to do this. And I told people when the show came. I was like, all right, bet. And it was like a Sunday, and it was early. And I was at home, and my mom was not asking me no questions. I was like, oh, I got to go do something. I got to go take care of something. And I'm surprised she didn't really ask me, like, what's up? What are you doing waking up early? You ain't going to church because I'm going to church.
Right.
So what are you doing?
You ain't never up this early, boy. What you doing today?
Right, right. And I'm leaving out the house. So from then on, that first performance, I was just like, all right, cool. This is something that I want to pursue. So then I started doing more stand-up in the Philly area, going out, open mics, traveling, sometimes an hour and a half or 5 minutes, wherever it may be. I was like, all right, I'm chasing this stage time. Then I was like, all right, it's time to make that jump to New York because Philly is not giving me what I really need. So I came to New York, and then I was doing my stand-up, and one of my boys was like, yo, UCB has a scholarship. And I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, I know about scholarships, but I know nothing about UCB.
Right.
So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna apply for this and see what happens.
Right.
And they called me into the interview, and I was like, listen here, I made it seem like I'm gonna help you just as much as you gonna help me. Yeah. This is not no one-way street. I'm gonna let you know that right now. So I started taking those classes. I had to stop stand-up. Because I'm like, if I'm focusing on this is a different muscle. Yeah. And if I'm doing something, I want to do it.
Put your all into that.
I don't want to be like, oh, I walk in and everybody laughing at me. You can laugh at me from the beginning, but now I know what I'm doing a little bit. So I started doing that, and like I said, amen to you for paying for those classes.
I mean, shout out to the scholarship. I'm not even finna hold you like that, but brother. Shout out to that scholarship.
Yo, listen here. If it wasn't for that scholarship,
hey man, preach. Preach.
If it was not for that scholarship, I would still be chasing open mics and not having the improv background that I have now.
Man, 100%. I still be watching Donald Glover videos doing improv at UCB, being like, man, that look kind of cool right there.
See, at least did you know about him beforehand?
I did, because I picked up on his music before I even knew he did the whole 30 Rock thing.
Yes, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay, Childish Gambino, Camp, I'm with this.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Every time I listen to this, I find something new. Camp. First time I heard really about Donald Glover was in his stand-up special that he taped.
It was like the weirdo one where he was it was here.
I'm not sure where it was, but he was doing the bit where he was talking about Chris Rock and he just changed it to vampires.
Yeah,
he's got black people and
that's
vampires.
the same one. Yeah.
So and then I didn't watch 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
either. I came late to the game.
Man, and that's why I was like, when I walked in UCB, like that was the first time it was like, oh yeah, Improv 101, this is what we gonna do, and I was like, what? What's going on? I don't know none of this. I don't watch these shows. I don't watch SNL.
Man.
I don't watch 30 Rock. I don't watch Community. I don't watch any of this.
Yeah.
People could be walking by me. I don't know who
they are.
I don't care.
Yeah.
To me, you're a human.
Like, listen, you're a regular person.
That's right.
You got to go to the bathroom too, right? Okay, cool.
That's right. That's right. And I must say, from being there, I came in, I feel, at a great time.
Mm-hmm.
It's because Astronomy Club, all black team that was there at the time, they were formed and they were like the face of minorities there. It wasn't much else.
Yeah.
So then when I came in, there was a couple other ones. And then we just stayed around and then welcomed new people that came in.
Kind of treated like the lunchroom table.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Hey.
Hit that beat on the table. You know what I mean? Somebody got to do something. It's a lot of... So like a lot of people now, they speak about UCB as like, oh, it's real white. It's a lot of white people around and it feels different. But you can go to a place, but it's then who you surround yourself by.
You 100% right.
So I feel like I've been there for maybe 2, maybe 3 years, I'd say, consistently, like popping in, like everybody knows who I am. I did my internship. It was a non-paid internship, well, as in money-wise, but you get credits.
Right.
So, like, I was like, all right, listen, I jumped in this hard.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, all right, time to go back to stand-up. Because I see a piece that I can pull from improv that will help greatly into stand-up. And like I said, I've met a lot of people that I didn't know that, like, oh, this whole improv thing basically leads to acting and all these other roles.
Man.
So this is how I've met you.
Right.
I've met my girl X. I'm in the group. Big shout out to X. Big shout out. I'm in My Mama's Biscuits. We traveled to New Orleans, performed in New Orleans. We traveled to Richmond, performed in Richmond, Minneapolis. I've never even been to that part of the United States.
I gotta tell you, one time I went on a spring break trip to Minneapolis. It was terrible. It was terrible. Please keep going.
So, like, since I've come to improv, I'm blessed about that. I'm in a place right now, well, right before I decide to make this full time, I felt like I was in a place that I'm going to get things because I'm able to go and get booked for, like, sketches and all that are on networks, like web series and things like that.
Right.
So I'm able to have things to back up being a stand-up, being an actor, being a writer, being a podcast producer. I can back up all those things now. So I'm like, it's time to make that leap. From where I started, from where it was like, okay, I see somebody on stage and I could potentially do that, to where I am now, I'm like, hey, it's time for it.
Man, it's time for it. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Dunks. We're going to get into some more of who he is right after these next few songs. Up first, we got Trevor Jackson and Lecrae, All I Am. Remember, don't go anywhere. This is The Alternative with your boy Melvin Taylor. 90.3 FM, New York.
What's done in the dark will always find a way to shine. I done did so much that when you see, you might go blind.
I done so much that when you see, you might go blind. Shout out to J. Cole for that record. Kevin's Hart. Yo, if you haven't seen the video, while it is speaking to some of the pain that Kevin Hart did go through, it is actually pretty hilarious. You should definitely check it out. Just make sure that when you're done using the bathroom, ladies and gentlemen, you wash your hands. We back on The Alternative with my man AJ.
That's right, all caps.
AJ, so where did all caps come from?
All right. You know what?
Break it all the way down.
People be all right. You want me to give you the all caps, or you want me to give you where AJ Dunk came from? Which you want specifically?
You know what? Let's go with the all caps first, and then we'll get into the AJ.
All right. So I feel like I was like, all right, I got AJ Dunk, but I need something else with it. It can't just be AJ Dunk. Like, you need a little thing, like something that is with you.
Mm-hmm.
So my man MF Doom,
Mm.
he's got a song, all caps. And when he plays it, like, MF Doom is so deep, and I can't go that deep. I can't follow his words and the connections and how he's off beat, but then it comes back. Like, it's so complicated. And my boys was really into him. So when they played that song and he was like, just remember all caps when you spell a man's name, I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to use that in some shape or form. So I use all caps as in, like, spell my name in all caps so I could find it. So it's easier for me to find when it's on a paper.
I feel that. Let me look on the list real. Up there I go. I already see myself. We good.
Yep, right. The only name that's spelled in all big letters.
There we go.
That's right. So, but I feel like it's evolved into, like, a signature.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when somebody says something, I'm signing off on it by saying all caps.
By all caps. Okay. And what about the name AJ Dunks?
Well, AJ is a combination of my initials.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that comes from.
Okay.
And I was in college and people were just like, oh, AJ. And they kept asking me, what's your last name? What's your last name? And I'd be like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Until I met some dude when we was out in college, we was drinking, sitting on the stairs and stuff, and this dude, like, I'm a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
So I wear a lot of sneakers, and this dude was like, yeah, man, yo, my name is Boz Everything because I get everything. Talking about kicks, I get everything. It don't matter, I get everything. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. My name is AJ Dunk, just like the sneakers. And it's been like that.
It's been like that ever since
then.
Wow. Okay. He really came up with my name is Boz Everything.
I don't know what that dude was so hype. He's like, my name is Boz Everything. And I was like, he was so passionate and so hype about it. I was like, I gotta respond with something.
Yeah, I gotta say.
I can't say my name is AJ, no last name.
Right.
I was like, I'm wearing Dunks at the time. I enjoy Dunks. They comfortable. I like SBs. They my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he talking about how his sneakers. I'm a sneakerhead. So here we go.
Now, going from the name and also coming from all caps, you got a podcast.
That's
you
right.
call Soup of the Day.
Well, that's.
Well, is that the saying Soup of the Day?
That's
correct me if
that's
I'm wrong.
I'm a politely correct you.
There we go.
Because you know what? Just the simple fact that you know about Super Day, I appreciate.
Oh, no
that.
problem. You know, I be looking out for folks. People be like, Melvin, what you be doing? I be peeping, man. Come on now. Keep it real.
So Super Today is just a segment that I do when it's like, all right, who's most souped? Who hyped? What was the hype moment of the day? So that's what my Super Today is. But my podcast is I Can't Make This Up.
That is correct. I can't make this up. I remember the acronyms now.
That's what it is.
So when did the podcast I Can't Make This Up? When did that become a thing?
I needed something that was just me.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a clothing line before with family. Then I started doing stand-up. And then I was doing the improv. And I was like, I need something that's just me. Like my voice that's consistently. So I started my podcast. And it's to break stereotypes. So I was like, this is something that can go on forever. I have a guest. I run them through the same algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just see where we can make connections. And since you can't see people, it's like, all right, we can connect with you too. And then they can be completely different than the way you look. Like there's no requirements for my guests. No matter where you come from. I can meet somebody at Starbucks. And they just be like, oh yeah, I want to be on your podcast. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. And it's just like, because everybody has their own story to tell.
Right.
And I can't tell their story. They have to tell their story.
What's been the best episode to you so far? Or are you one of those, you know what, every guest that I have come on is my favorite. I can't really pick and choose. I know you got one. I know the type of person you are. I know you got one over there where you're like, yeah, this one right here is the actual one.
Well, like, I say that all my guests are special because they're taking the time out of the day to be on the episode.
Okay, set it up sweet.
So they're all considered special, but they're all not great.
Okay,
you know what I mean? They're not all getting their jerseys retired.
Okay.
Their episodes are not getting retired.
Understood.
So I get a lot of different guests. So it's like whatever I'm looking for, I can find a guest or an episode that will fulfill that. You know what I mean? Kind of like music. Like, what's my mood for today?
Okay.
Am I looking for an Adele episode?
Oh, Jesus.
Or am I looking for a Migos episode?
There we go. Yeah. That seems a bit more like it. Now, before we hop into these next music breaks, I want you to tell me real quick, who are your top 3 comedians?
Top 3 comedians.
Top 3.
All right.
And we're going to get into the explanation after these next few
songs.
songs.
All right. I'm going to have to go with Chris Rock.
As your number 1.
That's number 1.
Okay.
Chris Rock. Second, I'm going to have to go with, well, second and third, it can switch. But Daniel Tosh. Daniel Tosh in stand-up. And my guy, Bruce. So we got Chris Rock. We got Daniel Tosh, and we got Bruce. All right. We're going to get into that and the top 5 in general right after this next song. Janelle Monáe, the Django Jane. Keep it locked right here on The Alternative. Don't go nowhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, you are tuned in to The Alternative on WHCR 90.3 FM, New York. We are the voice of Harlem. Back with my man, AJ Dunks. He just gave us his top 3. Chris Rock, and then you can switch around Daniel Tosh and Bruce. Who are the last 2 to make it the top 5 before we get into why this is your list? Well, if I kind of go with a 5, you know what I mean? I got to put my man Earthquake on there.
Okay.
I got to put Earthquake on there. And we'll go with, I got to go with Chappelle then. You got to go with
Chappelle. All right. So tell me about Chris Rock. Why is he just number 1 to you? What about Chris sets him apart?
Chris can make you laugh at yourself. Like, he has white people laughing at themselves for things they should not be laughing at. And that's ridiculous. It's the fact that, like, and he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
That dude knows what he's doing. You got to respect it. You got to. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I feel that. So which of his specials is your favorite? Yeah. Let's go ahead.
I'm gonna go with his most current one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Tambourine because I saw it at Madison Square Garden, and then when I saw it on Netflix, I was like, "This is the same thing," and I was still
funny,
laughing,
still hilarious,
still laughing. I was like, just the fact that he thought about this, and it's word for word. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, that's great. That's great. You make it up there looking like it's effortless.
I mean, he definitely does. That is certainly a Chris Rock trait. So now, what about Daniel Tosh and Bruce?
Daniel Tosh, the reason why I like him is at one moment I was listening to a lot of Pandora, just comedy radio station. So I just put it on, and the things that he would say and the things that he would do, it was just like, all right, I'm in control of this.
Yeah.
Y'all are here to see me, and I know this. So he would start with a joke, and he would run it and not care he could do it until there's one person in the room laughing. Or he would take the idea and switch it to something where you're laughing at the premise. You're not even laughing at the punchline. Just the fact that he was able to bring it to that, it's funny.
Yeah.
And I brought him up around certain people, and they're like, oh, yeah, da-da-da-da. But when I say one specific joke example, before I even get to the punchline and stuff, they're already laughing. So I'm like, separate the artist from the person. If it's funny, then it's funny.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Period. So, you know what I mean? I mess with my man Daniel Tosh.
Okay. And now these last two, Earthquake and Dave Chappelle.
Earthquake he's a dude that I saw young. And I've had a chance to meet him on multiple occasions. And it's like, if you have a goal or a dream or something that you're trying to achieve, and then you're able to meet somebody that achieves that.
Oh my God, it's a crazy experience.
Right?
Crazy.
Yeah. And my man is funny. Like, I'm not taking that away from that. It's just the fact that the impact that he has on me personally is the reason why he has to be in that list. But my man is so funny. So funny.
Earthquake is hilarious. Or for anybody that don't know, please just go ahead and hit up YouTube, bro. Hit up YouTube real quick.
These ain't jokes. These ain't jokes.
So now the last one, Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle.
I mean, you can just say his name and leave it at that. But I would like an explanation from you for why Dave Chappelle.
All right. So my boys started listening to Chappelle before the Chappelle show, all that. They was trying to put me on like, yo, listen, watch this dude. He funny. And I was like, nah, he not on my TV. I'm not watching him. I was a young boy. But then it came to a time where in college where I'm studying. Like, most people put on music or something like that to like influence studying or to their work habits and like try to get in the groove. I was putting on Killing Them Softly on an MP3 to play that. And that's was my motivation I thought was to get my work done.
I'm sorry. I was just laughing at the fact with the baby on the corner and everything. I'm already.
Hi, baby. And he rolled down his window because it was an old limo.
But okay, you had to Kill Them Softly out in the background and you was doing your work to Killing Them Softly.
Yes.
And from that experience, you was just like, yo, Dave is really like.
Well, also, look at what Dave is able to do. He's transitioned from not just stand-up. He's got Half-Baked, which he's acting in. And then he had Chappelle Show, which he's writing and performing the sketches. So he's not just one-dimensional. So, Dave.
Did you ever hear the story about Half-Baked where apparently, like I forget who it was, but the people had requested the script for it, and him and Neil basically had like a day and a half, 2 days to write the whole thing. So they was like, yo, we just finna get super high. And we just finna write this entire script. And that same script is the one that we all like saw in the actual movie. So when they was filming it, they asked him questions about, why did you put this part? And he was like, man, artistically, we think that works. And then you ask them later on, and they're just like, man, listen, we just wrote it. It just kept going.
I believe it.
I can definitely see that. So, AJ, overall, I know that you said comedy is what you do. Comedian is who you want to be. That's the path in which you're traveling. So if we could look into the future for who AJ is when he is at that peak level. He's at that Kevin Hart level of like, yo, I'm getting up. I'm working out. All right, cool. All right, I'm here. Omaha, Nebraska, headliner. All right, doing this movie. Red carpet. What is it that AJ, what's that point for you?
I see myself having my own show. Like late night show. Like a Jimmy Fallon type deal.
Talk about it, black man with a late night show, because we ain't got none of those. Please,
yo, my
speak
man,
it into existence. Please, bothers me.
When my man Arsenio Hall came back, I was rooting for it.
I still watch episodes of it.
Oh man, I was like, yo, yes.
Finally.
Like, people was like, oh, Donald Glover was on the Arsenio Hall show with these little shorts. You ain't got to tell me about it because I'm already watching the show.
I've seen it twice already.
I'm tuning in.
You messing up.
So it's like, my man, Jimmy is Jimmy. The roots are the roots. Together, they are the Jimmy Fallon show.
There you go.
So I'm just like, listen, there's opportunity. I do all these other things. That's my goal. Yeah. I can't make this up. I'm turning that into a show.
Okay. Interesting. And that's the overall goal in terms of, like, that's what I'm going for, period.
Yeah, because listen, we're at a time now where social media is big. Like, people are jumping over the headline and not the story. They're just making a quick judgment off of, oh, you heard this? This was the headline. They're not even reading the article to see what it really was about. It could be clickbait.
Right.
So I'm trying to break these stereotypes because I have to admit, I still struggle with them daily.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to make first impressions, you know what I mean? Like, things are going to sink in, like, all right, boom, I've been through this experience before. Okay, let me try to get on this. But we need to get to know people and see what's up. See how we can connect with this. So I can't make this up. It's coming to you.
All right, man. We're looking forward to that. So we're going to hop into some more and talk about AJ right after these next few songs. Up first, I'm sure AJ is making his mama proud with everything that he's doing. So we're going to go ahead and go into 2 Chainz, YG, Offset, Proud. Keep it locked right here on The Alternative. Don't go nowhere.
Yo, do it for the hood, yo. Southside with an F, cause I'm fresh, yeah. Do it for the hood, real.
Y'all know what this is.
Maybach music.
If you don't, I'm finna break it down.
Hey, Tinashe, what's good? No, I'm just playing with y'all. It's your man, Melvin Taylor Jr. We are tuned in to The Alternative right here on WHCR 90.3 FM, New York. I got my man, AJ, in studio. AJ, have you ever had, I don't know if you're in a relationship or anything right now. You don't have to answer that question. However, have you had a chance at some point in time where you just got to shoot your shot at somebody that was, like, basically just way out there?
I haven't had the chance.
You haven't had the chance?
No, I have not.
Is there anybody in particular that you would like to put out in the universe to have that happen?
There's a lot of somebodies.
There's a lot of somebodies.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, my brother, we got nothing but time if you want to go ahead that far. Just go ahead, do your thing.
What I will say is, if the opportunity strikes and we in the room, I'm gonna make it to where they want to talk to me.
I get you. I get that. I feel like I gotta tell you my Tinashe story now at this point if we gon', cause that kind of happened. that kind of happened.
Right.
So I'm at working at an old job. I'm not gonna mention them. They good. At an old job, and I was just on Twitter and I saw that she was releasing the video on Times Square. So I just took it upon myself to say I'm gonna take a 20-minute break and I'm gonna just go to Times Square and see this video release, cause she's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
So went there. They played the video on Times Square. Everything's cool. She got like gang of people out there. Sign this autograph. And she's like working her way around. I was like, security gonna pull her before she ended up getting to me. So it's cool. I'm just enjoying this view from back here. It gets to the point where she gets to like where I'm at. And I was like, oh, she's like really here now. And here's what made it so bad. Everybody else is done in terms of like asking for autographs and everything. And there's like literally nobody in between me and her. Like, she's where you are and I'm like back over here, and she's like staring at me directly, just being like, what's up?
I don't want to keep eyes with you no more because I'm starting
it's all
to get
good.
like
You ain't got to do it.
PTSD.
I'ma hold it. I'ma hold it right here. Whole time it's burned into my head at this point where I'm just like, I just lost all I done met LeBron. I done met Dwayne Wade. I didn't talk to Michael Jordan on the phone. I ain't never froze up like that in my life. Ever. And then some little girl came out the way, pushed me out the way, ran up, got a picture with Tinashe. And then after that, little girl came back, looked dead up at me, and then walked right on. I looked back up, Tinashe was looking at me, then security was like, we gotta go. And she just left. And I was like, dang. Ever since, it's a real sad story.
So
It's a real sad story.
So you expected her to say something to you?
I mean, listen. No, I'm really not. I'm not. It's okay. At some point in time in the interview, I'm be like, hey, man, listen, there was this one day. She gonna be like, Melvin, I don't remember none of that. It's cool. So how's your latest album, right? Joyride has been good and everything. I'm not even. It's whatever. I'll be okay.
Man, if it was meant to be, she would have said something to you.
Hey, there you go.
You
there
know
you
what
go.
I mean?
It's just not meant for right now.
Be like, I'm not a mind reader. Like, I could feel energy, but listen here, girl.
You know?
Autographs is over. I can give you an autograph. Something like that. You know, like.
I could. I kick myself all the time because I'm like, there's been plenty of times where I seen a celebrity, ain't been terrified not once. This was that one time where I was like, it got me.
You was scared she was going to say, what?
Man, listen, I
you?
was
What?
all of that. All
She was like, you didn't get the memo that autographs is over, sir?
All of that. So, AJ, who you been I ask everybody that comes on the show, who you been listening to lately, music-wise?
I listened to my man Sos from the Third Siders.
Okay, Sos from the Third Siders. And
Yeah.
what about Sos stands out to you? I
Well,
don't know who Sos is. That's partially why I'm asking.
Me and my boy Jay Legend, we came on. He did I Can't Make This Up for a while, so he's kind of like my co-host on the show, and that's his family. And at first, you know, when you meet people and they be like, "Oh yeah, my brother raps," then it's like, okay, congratulations, for your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. But since then, I've listened to his music. I've gone and listened when it comes out, and we got to the point where I'm on the intro for his latest mixtape.
Hey, okay, that's what's up.
And the beats and everything, like, I understand, because, like, I get his story.
Yeah.
So I'm with him. Sos from the Third Siders.
That's what's up. Shout out to
Shout
Sos
out to them.
from the Third Siders. If he got, tell him hit me up. Let's see what's going on with that.
Word. I'm gonna get my man Sos hit up Melvin.
All right,
You know
most
what I mean?
definitely. So now, we just gonna dive into a few things that's been trending this past week.
All right.
Talk about a few of those.
All right.
First up, what are your thoughts on This Is America?
This is America?
This is America.
Ah.
Donald Glover. We going right to it.
We all this he ain't lying. This is America.
He's not lying whatsoever.
And depending upon which your social media is evolved around is what you gonna get. Your news, you control your news now.
Basically.
In this America. So I thought that it's not a video that you could watch one time.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not. And then I didn't see the live SNL thing until I saw the video a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that it was, you know what I mean? I thought it was Donald Glover. I thought it was Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
It was definitely him.
Yeah.
And I just was like, all right, man, you need to put a shirt on, though. Like, at some point, you got to put a shirt on.
I was thinking that, but the whole time I was more jealous at the fact that I was like, yo, he is hitting all these moves. And I've been trying to learn that dang on shoot dance for so long. And I'm like, yo, he just effortlessly is killing it right now.
I was like, all right, whose body is this really now that they really got this double?
Why they Captain America you real quick so that you can do all
yes, especially when I saw the live SNL one. I was like, okay, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know if you did all the moves.
Yeah,
man.
something seemed a little weird. Something seemed a little weird right here. Up next we got, so we know Chadwick Boseman is kind of famous now for Wakanda Forever. Everywhere he goes, somebody's asking him this question. And nowadays he has on the same face that you was just making when you was doing it. How tired do you think he is at this point of people being like, oh my God, Wakanda Forever, and waiting for him to do it?
He not that tired. Once he look at how much money he made, he ain't that tired. You can't be that tired. Listen.
Okay, well, let me say this. If we going to get into it like that, let me say this then. Do you think that he's made that much money from it because of how well it... Because I don't think they got any points on the back end. Now, I think the second one, they're going to be set up to be good. But, I mean...
You know why I'm going to say he made that much money?
Go
Because
ahead.
look how much publicity he got alone from that. I watched a Chadwick movie. This was the first movie I saw him was Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I watched a movie that he was in on Netflix, and I treated it as if...
I'm trying to think of which one you're talking about.
Listen, that's how much I didn't like it. I was like, you know what? It's got to end to a point. Like, if this movie ends well, okay. No, I didn't like the movie at all. So he got some money off of this because people was paid like, all right, ooh, I saw this brother in Black Panther. Let me look at this. Let me give this a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And also, any other time you hear him, he sounds like Yeah. So like how was the Black Panther? He sounds very mellow. So that face that he's making when he's taking these pictures,
That sounds like him type of thing.
it feel like it's him.
I get that. Up next, I gotta ask you about now. Shout out to the city of Oakland, real. Wakanda forever to the city of Oakland right now for their response to the woman who called the police over the black folks that was barbecuing somewhere. I don't know how many people that are listening to the show are too familiar, but there were some black people just out barbecuing, just doing our thing, just living life. And this woman decided they just having a little too much fun for me. So I'm gonna call 911, and she did. And police was like, "Sorry, ma'am. They got permits and all of that, so we can't do anything about it." And there's a nice video of her crying on the Alternative Show page if you want to go check it out on Twitter after the police told her that. Not only that, but the very next week, Oakland came out strong and threw like the biggest, blackest barbecue of all time. Swag Surf looked like the entire country of Wakanda was in that mug. What did you think when you saw that, AJ?
I ain't see it, honestly.
You haven't seen
I
it
haven't
yet?
seen. I did see the original video
Okay.
of the lady, and she was on the phone, and she made a complete switch.
They-
Once the cop showed up,
She really did.
Oh my God, I was being harassed. I was like, yo, really?
Completely different.
Really? Are you serious, lady? Like you were? So I haven't seen. Just the way you said it, though, I feel like I've seen it.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of like every legit Swag Surf video that we see. It's like, it's
My man, when you hear, doo, 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 doo,
it's over with. Over with.
it don't
Everybody
even-
gets ready.
it don't matter if it's the regular version, if it's the Lil Wayne version. You swag surfing, you hitting your hand. Well, I got that swag. That's it. So I don't have to see the video because I know what the power of that song.
I feel it most definitely. That's shout out to everybody that's out there that will be swag surfing this weekend and here and forever. I feel like it's one of those black spirituals at this point that we just kind of like. You just got to put that on sometimes. After Adele come on, you just like, I need to feel good.
Oh yeah.
I need to feel good. Let me put on a quick swag surf real fast and just get it in the car. Two more things before we get back to the music. So Chance the Rapper gave a commencement speech this weekend at Dillard University, I believe it is. Shout out to Dillard. And he said that Beyonce, her last Coachella performance was probably better than anything that, I'm paraphrasing at this point, was better than anything that MJ has done so far. I'm a big fan of Chance from Chicago. Shout out to Chance.
All right.
However, Chance, you wildin'. You do why I don't. Look, Mike got on stage, didn't say nothing for a full 2 to 5 minutes. People still passing out just because that's Michael. Now I understand that times is different and whatnot. However, I don't agree with my man. What do you think?
Michael Jackson has came out with things that some people still have not came out with. Stop it. Nope. He has a chance to take that back because no. I'm sorry. I saw Beyonce perform at a concert before, and I was drained by so many outfit changes. I was like, girl, you only up here for a certain amount of time. Keep your outfit on. You don't need to change your like. It's not gonna help you dance better by going to a different outfit. Like, come on, girl.
I feel that. I will say I will commend her and give her a whole bunch of props for the fact that not only does that happen, but when she come out with different heels all the time and still killing the moves, I'm like, I'll give you it for that because not everybody doing that.
I give respect. And
Taylor
all
Swift
that.
trying to move like that and can't do it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, great, Beyonce. I'm not taking nothing away Beyonce, but you taking stuff away from Mike by saying things like that.
I feel you. Last thing we're gonna get into, you know who Young Dolph is.
Okay.
You heard of Young Dolph before. So apparently at Duke University, one of the vice presidents went into a coffee shop. Everybody calls them baristas. I'm like coffee shop. That's what it is.
Well, the barista is
It's
the
coffee
person that prepares the beverage.
Okay, well, people need to get their language together. They walk into the coffee shop, and two baristas at that point in time were playing some explicit version of Young Dolph. Now, while I don't agree with that, you probably shouldn't have did that. However, Vice president came in and was like, nah, they need to be fired. Ended up getting them fired. Now, homie is under the gun right now by the administration for all of that. But Young Dolph this past week brought both of those two individuals, both of those two baristas that were fired on stage and gave them both 20 racks each. My question to you is, what would you do with that 20 grand if Young Dolph was like, here you go, AJ?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably spend 100 of it buying copies of his stuff. I'm going to support him.
You got to support him.
Because
you have to.
You know what I mean?
He ain't have to do that.
You could take a little bit of that and
Yeah.
support him. Then I'm going to put that money to use. I don't have work tomorrow, so
I'm good.
You know what I mean?
I'm good out here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna walk around, spend like maybe a week saying, Young Dolph, hook me up. I'm gonna promote Young Dolph for a little bit.
Listen, Young Dolph is the GOAT for that following week.
Listen, man, $20,000. That's what's that. I guarantee it wasn't what they was making.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Listen, somebody asked me after that, hey, Melvin, who's your top five? Young Dolph, Young Dolph, Young Dolph, Young Dolph, and YOUNG Dolph. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is The Alternative with your boy Melvin Taylor. I don't go anywhere. We got all that music that y'all love. The stars are closer, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like that's just the new Negro spiritual at this point in time for me. You want to go ahead?
If I go any louder, it's going crack. All the stars are closer.
See, you good? You good? There you go. Just a little bit of auto tune. You got your whole career right there.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna take that little sound bit, sample that joint, turn it into something else.
There you go.
Baby.
Look, that's gonna be a new segment on the show when it's on late night. At some point in time, I already see it happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Alternative with your boy Melvin Taylor. Special guest AJ Dunks is in the building. AJ, before we get up out of here, is there anything else that you want to tell the people?
I want to tell the people that I did comedy in Philadelphia. I just want to make this clear.
Go ahead, do you think?
I'm from Jersey, born, raised, still live in Jersey. All right. I go to Philly, I go to New York, I go all these places. Now I'm in New York a lot. People try to claim me. Oh, yeah, you New York. No, I'm still Jersey.
There you go.
And people, take the time to have a conversation with somebody. Like, don't just jump to conclusions. Stuff can be solved without violence. Like, just because the whole group, you may see a whole group a certain way, you may think this way about black people, you may think this way about white people, you may think this way about nerds, you may think this way about jocks. Talk to them. Take a second and talk to them and see if you can find something in common.
All right.
AJ Dunk, all caps.
All caps. Now, AJ, tell them one more time where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at www.ajdunk.com. From there is my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. It's all AJ Dunk. If it's not AJ Dunk, it's AJ Dunk, all caps. You can find me on Periscope under AJ Dunk. You can find me on Kicks on Fire. You can find me on Bleacher Report. You can find me on PlayStation 4, AJ Dunk. The only exception is my Snapchat. The name is Wet Laugh. But besides that, everything else is
hold
AJ
on. The wet laugh. you can't just do everything that you did. That feels like the bar's everything. When you just came through with it, and it was like, yeah, except for Snapchat, I'm Wet Laugh. But aside from that, I'm AJ Dunk.
Everything was AJ Dunk. Everything was, and then one day Snapchat was like, nah, you good. Like, they just took it away from me. It was there, and then it just didn't work one day.
Wow.
So I had to do Wet Laugh.
Well, that's why we as a people have kind of collectively moved away from Snapchat, because they was already talking about Rihanna. Now they out here changing folks' names. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. Now, before we get up out of here, and before I play these last few songs to ride the show out, one more thing that I got to shout out this week. I just want to shout out to all the Melvins out there in the world, because our name was trending this past week, not for so good reasons. Just to give you all a bit more detail, you can check the show page to find out. But there was this guy named Melvin. Even me and my dad got the same name. I was texting him about it. He was like, hey, don't worry. This guy's light-skinned with dreads. You ain't got that. You good.
Oh, shoot. He looked like me.
Okay. look a little bit like AJ. So this man named Melvin was at his wedding, right? at his wedding, the suit jacket that he had on, he flipped it inside out and was taking pictures, sending those to his side piece saying, I'm at my homie's wedding. Homegirl found out, blew the whole thing up over social media. I happened to log in while I'm on the day job, and I was like, oh, the name Melvin is trending right now. Wow. For a brief moment, I was like, man, this never happens. I don't really want to jump into this. This gets kind of messy. Then I said, no, forget that, brother. You've been working hard, so let's go ahead and promote all these shows that you got.
That's right.
Because how often is the name Melvin going to be trending? Not too often right now, but soon enough.
It will
be. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, this has been The Alternative with your man, Melvin Taylor Jr., a.k.a. Melvin Taylor II. You can find me on all social media, Melvin Taylor II, or the website, Melvin Taylor II as well. Please remember, stay blessed, stay favored, always stay tailored. I will see y'all on next week's show, and we're going to go ahead and vibe out to some more music. Y'all know I got to play this one song that I absolutely love. Sci-Hi the Prince is called Closer. Don't go anywhere. WHCR 90.3 FM, New York. Let's do it.